This is NewsView. Please stay tuned for news or whatever right after these messages.
And now, this is News Views, a newscast for Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, and the world. And now, Michael Badger.
Hello and welcome to NewsView. I'm Michael Badger, and the top story is, and top story comes from WAND TV 17 in Decatur. Decatur man was arrested with drugs close to a school. He is now behind bars, say police, and he was selling drugs near a school. 24-year-old Charles Hill was arrested after finding dozens of bags of crack cocaine in his apartment in the Wellington Way complex. Hill's apartment is just a few feet away from Stephen Decatur Middle School. Hill is now in the Macon County Jail on an $80,000 bond. And also according to WAND Television in Decatur, Illinois, 10 Illinois counties say they want concealed carry laws, according to the Associated Press. Residents in some rural counties have sent a message to Illinois lawmakers: legalize the right to carry concealed weapons. Illinois is the last state where carrying concealed weapons is entirely illegal. The Illinois House last year defeated a bill that would have legalized concealed weapons, but the vote was close. Governor Pat Quinn promised to veto any bill that would legalize concealed weapons and pushed for a ban on assault weapons earlier this year. And also in Central Illinois, Ameren, the power company, is warning of a scam going around. People have been going door to door dressed as an employee of Ameren, trying to get your personal identity, says Channel 17. The company said all of Ameren employees must carry an ID with a photograph, name, and employee number. If your home has been targeted, please call 1-800-755-5000. And in the news about the meningitis outbreak, USA Today says a report shows who is the most at risk. Gender and age, as well as frequency and timing of infections, have been shown to be key risk factors for people developing fungal meningitis after they were treated with potentially moldy medicine. State health officials said in a paper published Tuesday. Those at greatest risk include women at least 60 years old, those who received multiple epidural injections, and those treated with vials of medicine more than 50 days old from one of the recalled steroids, Tennessee health officials said. Those and other details about the outbreak are contained in an article published on the New England Journal of Medicine's website. It was based on an analysis of 817 patients who received the injections, mostly for back pain, at St. Thomas Outpatient Neurosurgery Center between July 1st and September 20th. During that period, the clinic administered 1,663 vials of metaprednisolone actate produced by New England Compounding Center of Farmington, Massachusetts. Authorities believe the steroid was contaminated with different types of fungi that have sickened more than 400. Those who had 4 injections were 3 times more likely to get sick than those who had 1. The team of Tennessee state health officials reported this, and women were twice as likely to get sick as were those who were older than 60, they said. And those who received medicine that was more than 50 days old were also at higher risk. NECC's metaprednisolone actate was preservative-free, and the level of contamination in the vials may have increased over time, the report noted. The compounding pharmacy has closed and recalled all of its products. The FDA filed a warning, and the report came a day after federal officials warned Franklin, Tennessee-based company about claims that its light therapy product cures or treats various health problems, including meningitis. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration sent a warning letter Monday to the Avalon Effect, Inc., telling the company to stop marketing an unapproved medical device called the Quantum Series Personal Wellness Pack. This letter contends that the company's website claims the product can cure and or treat symptoms of fungal meningitis, concussions and Lyme disease, among other conditions. That violates federal law because Avalon does not have approval to market the device or an exemption to investigate it for safety and effectiveness, the FDA said. The device, Quantum Series Personal Wellness Pack, also is misbranded because the company did not notify the FDA of plans to introduce it to the marketplace, the letter said. It's the second time the FDA said it warned Avalon, which has its offices in Malroy Lane in Cool Springs. The agency notified the company of possible marketing violations in August. Avalon said that it did not intend for any of its products to be used to treat, cure, or mitigate or prevent or diagnose any medical condition. But the FDA said a follow-up review of the company's website and related links showed Avalon was still making these claims, prompting the second warning. Avalon founder Tinka Smith and executive officer Michael Harlander disputed that in a statement issued Tuesday, which said, quote, "We simply have no intention to market a device in that manner," unquote. Quote, "We are working with the FDA with full cooperation to clarify this matter. The FDA is essential to our success. We are committed to the long-term health of our company, our product, and our clients, unquote. And in other news, according to RTTnews.com, statins may cut risk of death from cancer. Statins are cholesterol-lowering medications like Lipitor and Crestor may help lower the risk of cancer, said a large study of Danish cancer patients published in the New England Journal of Medicine Wednesday on November 8th. In the nationwide survey, which included nearly 300,000 patients aged 40 and up, about 20,000 of whom had used statins prior to their cancer diagnosis, statin users had a 15% reduction of the risk of cancer mortality compared with those who had not used the drugs. That doesn't sound like that much, but chemotherapy only offers about a 15% to 20% reduction in the risk of dying, said Dr. Stig Bosgien, an author of the study and staff specialist in the Department of Clinical Biochemistry at Copenhagen University Hospital, told Health Daily News. Eric Jacobs, Strategic Director of Pharmacophthalmology at the American Cancer Society, added in a statement that the findings are, quote-unquote, exciting, but it does not mean people with cancer should start using statins in the hopes of improving progress, unquote. And that from RTT.com. And according to CNET, they say they've discovered a planet that's 42 light years away that could have liquid water, and it's more than 7 times bigger than our planet Earth in mass. So they say people maybe could live on this planet.
Think it's
someday.
Weird to collect air? You wouldn't think so if you saw what your lungs collect every time you breathe.
I don't know.
Protect your health with the free State of the Air app from the American
And we'll
Lung
be
Association.
right back after this. And we're back to NewsView. According to the Guardian.co.uk, they say McDonald's sales have fallen for the first time in almost a decade. The world's biggest hamburger chain says global revenue at restaurants open for at least 13 months fell by 1.8% in October. And they say that McDonald's said a key sales figure fell for the first time in nearly a decade in October as it faced intensified competition and a challenging economy. McDonald's also said Thursday global revenue at restaurants open for at least 13 months fell 1.8% for the month. The last time it dropped was in March 2003. The figure, which strips the impact of newly opened and closed restaurants, is a snapshot of money spent on food at both company-owned franchised restaurants and does not reflect corporate revenue. The Illinois-based firm says the figure fell 2.2% in the U.S. and Europe in October. In Asia, the Middle East and Africa dropped 2.4%. McDonald's chief executive, Don Thompson, cited the pervasive challenges of today's global marketplace for the declines. After years of outperforming its rivals, McDonald's has seen sales slow recently, with longtime rivals such as Burger King and Wendy's working to revive their brands with improved menus and new TV ad campaigns. Taco Bell, owned by Yum Brands, Inc., is also enjoying growth with the help of new menu offerings. McDonald's said it would remain focused on underscoring its value message. In the U.S., for example, executives said that last month the company would return to focusing on its dollar menu, which was introduced about a decade ago. That was after the company's attempt to shift to an extra value menu, with charges slightly higher on the prices of those and generate better profit margins, but had fallen flat. On Thursday, McDonald's said the impact of its dollar menu advertising in the U.S. was offset by modest demand and greater competition, adding that the company would continue its everyday value marketing. The same was true for Europe, which accounts for 40% of its business amid the region's ongoing economic uncertainty. The firm said it would offer new meal combinations at various price ranges and continue remodeling restaurants. The company said positive results in the UK were offset by declines across many other regions. In Asia, the company said it plans to differentiate itself with menu offerings tailored to local tastes. McDonald's shares were down 61 cents at $86.23 in pre-market trading. The company, which has more than 34,000 locations worldwide, had warned last month that sales were trending negative for the month. And according to Newsday.com, Governor Andrew M. Cuomo said Thursday that LIPA failed the consumers after Superstorm Sandy, and consequently, the state needs to consider a ground-up redesign of a 1950s utility system that has proved to be obsolete. And in other news, according to the Wall Street Journal, economic unease looms after the election. In his second term, freshly re-elected President Barack Obama confronts an economy that offers glimmers of long-missing vitality, but remains held back by fiscal and regulatory uncertainties and slowing global growth. The U.S. economy has shown signs of improvement in recent months. Unemployment is below 8%, stock prices are up, the housing sector is reviving, and consumers are starting to step up spending on cars and other big-ticket items after 4 years of paying down the debt. Yet overall economic growth is anemic. Many European economies are in recession and plagued by financial turmoil. China, the world's second largest economy, has lost steam, growing at 7.4% at a 7.4% rate in the third quarter compared to 99.2 last year. U.S. stock futures headed lower, and the dollar weakened as Mr. Obama won another term Tuesday. Asian markets also extended losses in early trading after Mr. Obama's victory over Republican nominee Mitt Romney became apparent. And that according to the Wall Street Journal. And according to WCIA TV3 in Champaign, Illinois, the University of Illinois is changing how and what it feeds its students. Are they going to give them trays or plates and a cup? Don Aubrey, who works in the housing and dining department at the university, says ditching trays has led to students ditching less food. And she says, quote, "It means on a daily basis we have reduced our waste by 9,616 pounds per day, by more than 9,000 pounds, which is the equivalent to almost 2 smart cars," unquote. Staff at the dining hall say it all comes down to something you probably heard from your parents. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. So by not giving U of I students trays for lunch, they've reduced waste by giving them a plate and a cup instead of a tray with the plate and the cup on them. I'm Michael Badger. Stay tuned for your Champaign, Urbana, and South Central Illinois weather forecast after this. And here's your Central Illinois for the Champaign, Springfield, Decatur, Danville area weather forecast. For Friday night tonight, 48 degrees Fahrenheit under mostly cloudy skies. Saturday, sunny and windy, a high of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That should be nice. Saturday night, partly cloudy skies, a low of 51. Sunday, Veterans Day, 67 degrees with wind and sun. Sunday night, 45 for your low and rain and a chance of thunderstorms. This has been your Newsview weather forecast for this part of Central Illinois.